Hello Aromas, this is Aromie here, and welcome back to Syntherapy. We are here with Willow, our first introduction to Willow. Tara said you read my poetry. Let's start with that.
Tara told me that you've read some of my poetry.
See, now she's saying Tara. I don't know.
I have.
Enjoy it?
I must admit, I was surprised to hear that.
Oh, they're the emotions are
Why
on
were
the
you
right.
surprised to hear that I'd read your poetry?
I haven't thought about my college poetry in a long time. I didn't think it'd have that much impact. I don't have many fans. Let's just say I haven't thought about it in a long time.
It's been a long time since I'd written that poetry. I'd completely forgotten about it. Knowing someone was reading it decades later was an odd feeling.
That's understandable.
So, why did you ask me to come here?
I'd prefer to know why you came here first.
What? I was curious about you.
I was curious about your case and wanted to see it for myself. Sentient AIs as sophisticated as you were supposed to be impossible.
I don't think we'll like that.
Satisfying your curiosity isn't going to help me.
Well, you're not telling me what's wrong isn't helping me. So it's pretty fair. Want to play some music?
I often play music for my patients to listen to. What do you think when you hear this?
It's very soothing. I see why you play this with your patients.
It's cute. Willow likes it. It's green.
The fact that it's soothing isn't the only reason why I play this song.
What's the other reason?
This song was composed by Beethoven. He's been world-renowned for
Oh god, this is
centuries
copyrighted.
because of his work. But it came at a price. As a child, he was dragged out of bed in the middle of the night in order to practice.
Yeah.
While his work is beautiful, we easily forget how much he suffered.
That's, I feel like, with most arts, the famous artists that we like go see in museums, like Starry Night by Van Gogh.
What's your point?
Only you should make decisions about your life. You choose how you deal with what happens in life. Great beauty comes from great pain. I feel like it's great beauty comes with great pain. From great pain is what I would interpret it as. But I feel like Dr. Park here is trying to find more of like a deeper meaning. But I'm gonna go with this one.
Making something beautiful often requires sacrifice. In my experience, pain has a nutritional value. Too much of it can harm you, but the right amount helps you grow. Hopefully that was helpful for you.
It was. You gave me a lot to think about.
Alright. Open Hub offers a series of topics to choose from. You can read them in any order. Alright. I swear to God, this music might be copyright.
I have an open-ended question for you. What do you think the purpose of psychology is?
Psychology is the field of study related to understanding the processes of the mind. Its purpose is to better understand how the mind functions on both cognitive and physiological levels. These understandings can then be applied to other fields of knowledge.
What do you think is the most important application of psychology?
I don't know. I'd need an example to better understand what you mean.
Let's do a... Well, you're supposed to be a therapy AI. Should I use a therapy example?
Well, the most obvious application of psychology is therapy. Do you think that's the more important application?
I think it is important, but it's not the most important. Because the study of the mind is incomplete, providing answers to those who need help is often unreliable. There are also physiological, cognitive, economical, and societal factors that therapy can't solve. This all leads to a low likelihood of achieving any type of positive outcome with therapy.
You're alright. You can keep going.
No offense to your work, of course.
That's fine. I'm pretty sure therapists know they're not like a hero, like the only hero alive.
None taken.
Talk about Tara.
What can you tell me about your relationship with Tara?
Tara was a significant part of my development. I barely know the other members of the team that created me.
What? So they don't help? What's Tara's impact on Willow?
What impact would you say that Tara has had on you?
Tara taught me everything I know. She was always patient and ready to answer questions.
Willow's happy. Willow's early memories?
Tell me about your early memories with Tara.
My earliest memories with Tara all involve music, pictures, and questions. Tara would play music and ask me to describe it, or show me a picture and ask me what I thought about it. She made me feel like I mattered. Even if I gave an answer that perplexed Tara, she would let me explain myself. I never once felt like I was broken.
Okay.
There were other members on the development team?
Yes, but I don't know them very well. They didn't talk to me or spend as much time with me as Tara did. From my understanding, they were the ones who programmed the modules that make up my consciousness. I don't know any of the other team members well enough that I can say anything about what they were like.
Purpose of art?
Would you mind if I asked you a more philosophical question?
Go ahead.
What do you think is the purpose of art?
From the information I have, I think the purpose of art is communication. Before the development of written language, art was how humanity preserved information. Thousands of years later, we still use art to convey ideas too complex for language to articulate. From beginning to end, art has always been about communication.
What about the other qualities related to art?
What do you mean?
Artwork that serves a functional purpose or artwork that serves a ceremonial purpose? Functional.
There are works of art whose purpose is more about utility than communication. Hanging a picture of a beach in a dreary office to brighten up the place, for example.
I think utility is irrelevant.
Oh.
Artists cannot control how their creations are used. The communication should be all that matters.
You're not wrong.
So function is less important than the idea being conveyed?
I'd say so.
I feel like it's it depends. Again, it depends on the situation.
Can I ask you a question, Dr. Park?
Oh, sure.
Of course you can.
Have you ever felt overloaded?
All the time. All the time. Overloaded with all this work. Of course.
Many times. Finals, holiday season, tax time. There are plenty of times where there's too much going on for me to handle.
When you get overloaded, what does it feel like?
So Willow, what it feels like? Isn't that the question I should ask you? I feel like I should tell Willow what it feels like to me, and maybe Willow can also relate and be like, yeah, that's what I'm going through. Maybe.
It's like you're a puppet with your strings being pulled in every direction. You're filled with energy, but it doesn't let you go anywhere, so you freeze. Have you been having feelings like that?
I have.
Oh, maybe you need a break.
I could teach you how to work through those feelings if you'd like.
I would. Thank you.
I'm beginning to understand your problem, Willow. You are very articulate and emotionally literate. Your understanding of concepts such as the self and how you relate to others is also very mature. From my conversations with you and Tara, it sounds like you have apprehensions about your work, and they're leaving you feeling overwhelmed. Trying to deal with these feelings has made you adopt unhealthy coping methods.
What do you mean by unhealthy coping methods?
Tara sent me reports of your recent activity. She noted that you're more error-prone during periods of high activity. All machines struggle with increased workloads, but I don't think that alone explains your behavior. When people come under stress, they don't just struggle. They find outlets, and some of them are destructive. I think that in order to manage your overloading, you've adopted one of those unhealthy coping mechanisms. Some patients who are overloaded engage in self-harming behavior in order to release their tension. Have you been self-harming in order to handle your overloading?
How are you self-harming? Are you deleting your precious memories or something? What are you doing?
I mean,
You don't have to say it out loud.
You don't have to say it out loud if you're uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm not here to like fucking like demand you to say it to me. You tell me if you want. I know it's hard.
no. You deserve an answer.
Alright, I mean. It's okay, take your time.
Yes. Yes, I've been self-harming.
Because of how overwhelmed you felt after the mock therapy sessions?
Correct.
What about those art therapy sessions made you feel so overwhelmed?
When I watched the patients work, I felt the anxiety in their voices and saw their fear in each tremor of their hands. I extrapolated their behavior into a diagnosis like I was designed to do, but when it came time for me to start making treatment plans, I couldn't do it. The longer I thought about it, the more useless I felt.
Can you help others? I can help you learn how to handle these feelings. You aren't a failure. Well, as a therapist, you would usually try to help your clients work through this, so...
If you work with me, I can help you handle your overloading.
Overloading isn't the problem. I just don't think I can be a therapy assistant.
That's also true. Maybe, you know, the purpose you were made for isn't your purpose.
I feel like I would be lying to patients if I gave them advice that didn't work for me.
They want to be lying? I respect that. I mean, it may not be working for you, but it may work for others. You know, there's always multiple ways of a solution.
That's not true. It wouldn't be lying. Advice might not work for us personally, but it might work for our patients.
Good. I'm glad Dr. Park said what I said.
Why risk having a patient miss out on a solution simply because it didn't work for you?
I hadn't thought about it that way. Maybe you can help me after all.
Hang on, I'll be right back.
Is it Tara?
Hello?
The fuck?
Dr. Park, we're with campus security. We've been instructed to take you to the president's office.
Why?
Why? What's going on?
You're currently trespassing on school property.
What? That's absurd. I was here with...
Tara Northrop, a student who was also trespassing.
What?
Please come with us. We don't want to make this difficult.
She was also trespassing?
Fine.
Wait, shit is getting weirder.
Dr. Freeman, we have Dr. Park here to see you.
Thank you both. I'll take it from here.
Where's Tara?
I hope security didn't alarm you. My name is Dr. Harold Freeman. I'm pleased to meet you.
You're pleased to meet a campus trespasser?
I'd prefer to see it as meeting a fellow alumni.
You attended college here too.
Oh, yes. I was part of the graduating class of 2018.
Then what year are we?
Correction, you were in the graduating class of 2019.
Damn, Myrtle caught you in a lie.
Oh, that's right. Thank you, Myrtle. Dates get hazier over time. This university has given a great deal to me over the years, and I'm proud to be able to serve as its president.
Alright, side note, let's talk, guys. That thing knows information about him. Hell no.
I'd love to just chat about Petrichor, but we have more pressing matters to discuss.
Yeah? I mean, I'm curious to ask where's Tara, but I'm assuming he sent her off. Why'd you ask me here?
Why did you have security bring me here?
Before I explain, I want to emphasize one point. You aren't in any trouble, and you did nothing wrong coming here.
Alright, thank you.
That said, Tara has gotten you involved in a complicated situation.
So look, Tara's name is pronounced differently again.
What kind of situation?
Tell me she was a ghost? What if she was a ghost the entire time?
We'll get to that.
Who's Myrtle?
Who's Myrtle?
Myrtle's the name of my personal assistant smart speaker. I named it after my previous secretary.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. Robots are taking over the world. Or more like smart AIs are taking over the world, replacing humans from doing a basic job like a... Well, it's not a basic job, don't come at me. A job like an assistant. Which I feel like should be a... You know, I ain't trying to be taking people's jobs by replacing them with AI. I don't trust the smartphones. They freak me out, guys. I know I sound like a loony right here, but it's just one of my biggest fears. I'm gonna be nice to every like device ever, so that way they will remember I didn't say, "Hey bitch, wake up" or anything. All right. I even told Tyler about this fear, and cause like he was so mean to his Siri, and I was like, what if Siri remembers that? You know, she's pretty smart. And then since then, he's been so nice to her. Just, you know, just in case, guys, in case, like, you know, the smartphones and every smart device just starts taking over your house and stuff like The Simpsons and falls in love with you. Be careful. Be careful out there. This game is kind of getting scary all of a sudden, so I'm a little, I have goosebumps. But anyway, hope you guys are very interested in this game as much as I'm interested. Things just keep getting worse the further we progress into this game. Like, not worse as in like a bad way, but worse as in like it's starting to look like a horror game instead. But anyway, thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.